For the first time in over a decade, Stargate is officially returning. Not as a reboot, but as a brand new continuation of the universe fans have loved since SG-1 first aired in 1997. Amazon has brought together an all-star creative team including Martin Gero, Brad Wright, Joseph Malozzi, and even Roland Emmerich from the original 1994 film. With that lineup behind the scenes, expectations are sky high that this new chapter will honor the past while pushing the franchise into bold, unexplored territory. But what could this new series actually look like? With 3 entire shows worth of lore, the possibilities are massive. Today, we're diving into 5 key elements that could define the story. The location of the new series, the aliens we might encounter, the technologies that could return or evolve, the potential cameos fans are hoping for, and finally, the big mystery or overarching threat that will drive the plot forward. While Amazon hasn't revealed full plot details yet, what has been confirmed paints a clear picture of the direction the franchise is heading. First, the new Stargate series is not a reboot. It's officially described as a continuation that exists within the same universe as SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe. That alone signals that legacy characters, storylines, and established lore can return in meaningful ways. The creative team also gives us strong clues. Martin Gero, who worked on both Atlantis and Universe, is serving as creator and showrunner, which suggests a blend of character-driven storytelling and large-scale sci-fi concepts. Brad Wright and Joseph Malozzi, 2 of the most important voices in the franchise, have been brought on as consulting producers, ensuring continuity and respect for established canon. And with Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin involved, the original cinematic DNA of Stargate is also influencing this new chapter. Amazon has stated the series is designed for both longtime fans and newcomers, meaning it will likely reintroduce key concepts while expanding the universe in new directions. From the production perspective, this is positioned as a major sci-fi investment, something meant to stand alongside shows like The Expanse or The Boys, in scope and ambition. So even though we don't have trailers or plot synopses yet, what we do know points to a series that honors the past, modernizes the franchise, and aims to reestablish Stargate as one of the big pillars of science fiction television. With 3 previous series to build upon, and a creative team deeply familiar with the franchise, the new Stargate show has an enormous sandbox to play in. While Amazon has kept the actual plot under tight control, we can guess where the story might go based on existing canon, unresolved threads, and the tone each creator is known for. One strong possibility is that the series begins on Earth, with an updated or expanded version of Stargate Command serving as the launch point. Since the show isn't a reboot, grounding the audience with familiar locations and a recognizable chain of command makes sense. But from there, the story could quickly shift to a new primary setting, an off-world outpost, a rediscovered ancient facility, or even a new galaxy-spanning ancient ship. Each of these possibilities would allow the series to reintroduce the classic Stargate formula of exploration, while giving the cast a home base that feels fresh. In terms of adversaries, the galaxy is wide open. Remnants of old enemies could resurface. Goa'uld warlords, fractured Wraith factions, or unaligned Jaffa splinter groups. Yet the most likely scenario is the introduction of a powerful new civilization. Something ancient, unknown, or hidden by the ancients themselves would give the show a central mystery to unravel over multiple seasons. Technology also offers narrative fuel. Humans now possess knowledge from the ancients, Asgard, Talon, and more. The next logical step in the story could involve humanity becoming a major galactic player, building advanced starships, experimenting with new gates, or uncovering systems even the ancients abandoned. But with great power comes great responsibility. The show could explore whether humanity is ready for the responsibility that comes with wielding such technology. Finally, the series could thread in long-awaited answers. What happened to Eli and the Destiny crew? What became of Atlantis after its arrival on Earth? How have the galaxy's political landscapes shifted since the fall of the Ori? These questions give writers opportunities to connect the new storyline to beloved parts of the franchise while keeping the focus on a new cast. Starting the story on Earth or at an updated version of Stargate Command makes sense, because every Stargate series has used a familiar anchor point before expanding outward. SG-1 began at the SGC, Atlantis began with Earth sending an expedition, and Universe began with the Icarus base. Establishing that initial grounding point helps new viewers understand the world while giving longtime fans a comforting sense of continuity. From there, shifting the action to a new off-world base, ancient facility, or advanced ship is consistent with the franchise's natural progression. The idea of introducing a new major enemy or exploring remnants of old factions also aligns perfectly with Stargate tradition. Every series unveiled a new primary threat: the Goa'uld, the Wraith, the Ori, the Lucian Alliance, while still referencing past adversaries. The galaxy is full of political and military power vacuums created by the fall of these regimes, and the Ancients' long history of conflict suggests there are still secrets left to uncover. A fresh antagonist tied to ancient lore would feel both new and deeply connected to the franchise's core mythology. Bringing back legacy characters or unresolved threads makes sense both narratively and strategically. Stargate has always respected its continuity, from SG-1 referencing past missions, to Atlantis bringing Teal'c into key episodes, to Universe tying into ancient mythology. Revisiting unfinished arcs, like the fate of the Destiny crew, would energize the fanbase without overshadowing the new cast, especially if handled as occasional cameos or pivotal special episodes. Most importantly, everything here aligns with what the confirmed creative team excels at. Martin Garrow and the Atlantis veterans understand the character dynamics and humor fans expect. Brad Wright brings the deeper lore, emotional stakes, and big ideas. Emmerich and Devlin bring epic scale, a storyline that blends exploration, ancient mysteries, evolving human technology, and lingering galactic consequences is exactly the kind of balanced approach this team would gravitate toward. Whenever a beloved franchise returns after a long time, fan expectations become both an opportunity and a challenge. And Stargate is no exception. The community has been waiting more than a decade for a continuation, not a reboot, which means viewers are hoping for something that feels like the OG Stargate from the very first episode. At the top of that list is the desire for gate exploration, traveling to new planets, encountering new civilizations, and discovering ancient secrets. Fans want the series to maintain the spirit of adventure that defined SG-1 and Atlantis, rather than leaning too heavily into the darker, survival-focused tone of Universe. Alongside that, there is strong enthusiasm for ancient lore, major mysteries, and the kind of interconnected mythology that has always elevated Stargate above typical episodic sci-fi. Another major expectation is respect for continuity. The fan base is deeply invested in the universe that's already been established, so they want past events to matter. Viewers are hoping for references to earlier series, smart callbacks, and perhaps occasional cameos from legacy characters. Not to overshadow the new cast, but to create a sense of history and progression. But with these expectations come real risks. The biggest challenge is balancing nostalgia with innovation. Lean too heavily on past characters and stories, and the show will feel like a rehash. Ignore continuity, and longtime fans may feel alienated. There's also the danger of overcomplicating the plot. Stargate works best when it blends big ideas with grounded, character-driven storytelling. If the new series leans too far into massive CGI spectacle or overly dense mythology, it could lose the charm that made the franchise approachable. Another risk lies in tone. Stargate fans span generations, and each series had a distinct flavor. SG-1 balanced adventure and humor. Atlantis leaned into character banter and high-energy action, and Universe embraced slow-burn drama. A new series must find a tone that feels modern, but still recognizably Stargate. Not too dark, not too light, not too cynical, and not too campy. Striking that balance will be crucial for winning over both old fans and new viewers. Ultimately, the return of Stargate carries enormous potential, but also the responsibility of getting it right. If the new series manages to blend continuity, exploration, mythology, and character-driven storytelling, it could not only satisfy longtime fans but also introduce a new generation to the franchise. But if it misjudges these expectations, it risks becoming just another forgotten revival. If the creative team can balance fan expectations with bold, new storytelling, this next chapter could mark the beginning of a new golden age for Stargate. Or at least I hope so. So that's it. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.